The day of the accident was just a very routine day for
I
me.
was driving down the freeway. Speed limit's about 60 miles an hour.
Traffic was normal flow, except when you get around where the accident was, there was constructions.
And it was around rush hour, beginning, of the rush hour. And I was looking up and down as I was texting on the road.
So the traffic started slowing, and I had come to a halt at that time.
I thought I was operating the vehicle in a safe manner, trying to be aware of my surroundings while I was texting.
And was just looking forward.
I didn't realize that traffic was slowing down or came to a complete stop until the final moments of, prior to me colliding with the other vehicle in front of me.
Got rear-ended from behind. Changed my life forever.
Take a left turn at the next intersection.
In the blink of an eye, an auto accident can eliminate a valuable employee or an innocent bystander. Distracted driving is the presence of anything that can disrupt a driver from the task at hand, and not just by taking our eyes off the road. The social and economic costs of these types of crashes approach an estimated $40 billion each year. We are experiencing an explosion of driving distractions, partly because there are so many things that can divert our attention both inside and outside our vehicles. However, perhaps what's most dangerous is the widespread attitude that it's okay to perform a variety of other activities while we are driving. Most of us probably consider ourselves safe drivers. Yet when was the last time you took your eyes or your mind off the road while you were driving? It may have been while talking on a cell phone, looking for directions, or thinking about the next appointment. The list of visual, physical, and mental distractions is endless, yet every time we allow ourselves to be distracted, the repercussions could be life-altering.
I had microaneurysms from the airbag deployment. My eyes were loose in my head, the basic whiplash. And now I do have pain and neck pain, back pain I deal with. I am not a confident driver anymore. I once was.
After a month and a half of trying to retain my job, it came to the final conclusion that they were going to terminate me. There was a financial strain on my family. Word is out that my video of my accident is going to be on local news. There's my face, there's my name, and there's a video of what transpired on that day. I received a small postcard in the mail saying that I have a warrant for my arrest for reckless driving. I made about 4 or 5 court appearances, and I was found guilty of reckless driving.
He had a choice, and he made the wrong choice. He did get caught, and I know he's having to suffer the consequences. But maybe this will get word out that now if you do text and drive, you will suffer repercussions from it. There will be an answer. You'll have to answer to the law now.
The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety estimates that drivers make an average of 20 major decisions during every mile driven, and that drivers frequently have less than half a second to act to avoid a collision. Processing this much information within such a limited time doesn't allow for distractions and slowed reaction times. Distractions can be broken down into 3 main categories: visual, physical, and mental. Visual distractions are temptations that cause us to take our eyes off the road. Physical distractions require us to take our hands off the steering wheel or prevent our feet from reaching the gas and brakes. Mental distractions keep our minds from concentrating on the task at hand. A review of claims conducted by Federated Insurance revealed that 50% of commercial driving accidents included distraction as a contributing factor. That was more than weather, failure to yield, and following too closely combined. Additionally, a study conducted by Virginia Tech University revealed that operators of heavy vehicles and trucks increased their risk of crash or near-crash events by participating in distracted behaviors. Here's what the study found. Putting on, adjusting, or removing sunglasses or reading glasses, 3.6 times more likely to get in an accident. Personal grooming, 4.5 times more likely. Dialing a cell phone, 5.9 times more likely. Looking at maps, 7 times more likely. Taking notes, 9 times more likely. Interacting with dispatch service, 9.9 times more likely. Cleaning side mirror, 10.1 times more likely. Digging in a bag, 10.1 times more likely. Texting, 23.2 times more likely to get in an accident.
And I know people are tempted when that phone rings, when you hear that little text noise that you have a text message, you're so tempted, but just wait. Wait or pull over, don't do it. You will save lives, including your own.
As drivers, we must manage distractions before they become a problem. Let's take a look at how distractions have a negative impact on driving. Reduce visual awareness. Distractions prevent us from being aware of our surroundings, limiting our ability to take evasive maneuvers when problems arise. Slow reaction times. Distractions cause us to react more slowly to traffic conditions and other events outside the vehicle, such as failure to notice brake lights. When our minds are somewhere else, we lose precious seconds before the risk of an accident registers in our mind. Create a narrow safety margin. Distractions create a decreased margin of safety because we unknowingly take risks we might not otherwise take, such as turning left in front of oncoming traffic or making overly aggressive lane changes. The simple truth is that many distractions are caused by our own actions, and the best way to prevent distractions is to make a pledge or commitment to avoid them while driving. The first commitment is to plan ahead. Know where you're going. Don't wait until after you begin driving to look up your route. This includes reading maps, entering navigation coordinates, and checking traffic conditions. Give yourself prep time. Allow time to review notes, complete paperwork, and for eating and grooming, either before you leave, when you are pulled over along your route, or after you arrive at your destination. These activities should not be done while you are driving. The second commitment is to take control of your driving. Before you start driving, buckle up, adjust your mirrors, preset climate controls, seat positions, and sound systems. Phones should not be used when driving. Checking messages, accessing internet information, making phone calls, and sending text messages or responding to emails should be restricted to when you are pulled over and safely parked. Our focus must be on our driving and not on our surroundings, such as billboards, construction zones, accidents, or passengers. We need to be mentally and emotionally prepared if we are to drive safely. The statistics are shocking and the risks are real. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety estimates that every year more than 1 million auto accidents can be directly attributed to driving while distracted. Driving accidents result in property damage, medical bills, lost productivity, temporary and permanent injuries, and even loss of life. Distracted driving accidents have dramatically affected the lives of many, including J.C. Good.
The date was May 18th of 2008. It was my college graduation day. I was so happy. I had a job lined up with Habitat for Humanity that I'd be starting in 1 month. And it was just We had a quick drive home, and I'd be home for a short while before I moved to Brooklyn to start my job with Habitat for Humanity. So I had a wonderful morning graduating with friends and pretty much my whole family. And we packed up the entire car, you know, an apartment worth of stuff. And we only had, I think, 90 minutes drive between school and home. So we started the drive that we'd done countless times. The crash occurred as we were approaching an intersection. We were approaching a green light, and as we did so, a young man who was 19 years old was talking on his cell phone, approached a red light. And coming opposite to us was a tractor trailer. And this young man talking on his cell phone ran through the red light to make a left turn. And the tractor trailer swerved and just kind of clipped the front of him and then took on our car full force. Both my parents were dead at the scene pretty immediately, and I wasn't breathing until someone came and got me breathing.
JC hadn't responded to my phone calls or my text messages. I got a call from her cell phone, and I picked up and I said, you know, hey babe, or whatever. And it just wasn't her voice on the other end. And then she said that she's a chaplain from the Reading Hospital in Reading, Pennsylvania, and that there'd been an accident. My heart stopped and I was in a stunned silence, and she had me describe what JC looked like. Luckily, I suppose, it was only 20 more minutes before I got a call again on my cell phone from JC's brother. And, you know, he right off the bat, he said, JC's alive. She has a lacerated liver and a broken tibia and fibula and 2 broken feet and a shattered pelvis and a broken collarbone and a broken wrist and damage to her carotid arteries and to her lungs and some sort of brain injury, but she's in surgery. And to me, I guess, you know, JC being in surgery meant that JC was going to be fine. And so, you know, my heart started beating again and I was breathing again. And then the next thing he said was, unfortunately, neither of my parents made it out. And I was right back to feeling like there was no tomorrow.
The commercial drivers need to focus on what they're doing because they're a lot bigger than we are. They're almost a lethal weapon.
When they see, you know, when they're going through the yellow pages trying to find the right electrician, we'll say, you know, that's the one I read about in the newspaper. You know, that's the one that their driver killed that teenager.